Hi there, it's DMP, double match point, and red to play 4-1. What's your play? Okay, quiz factor, fill factor. Over the board, this comes up. You play 11-6 like a flash. There's not even any thought given to it. But because you know Phil is tricky and he's trying to teach you something, and because you know there's a quiz factor, you might get a little feisty here and not just play 11-6 and find another play. So, what do you think is the right play? Now that I've put your antenna up. Well, you want to know something? Sometimes the obvious play is the right play, and sometimes the quiz factor and overthinking a position will really screw you up. The right play, how can you make any play but 11-6 here? Let me show you. Oh my God. 11-6 is almost a blunder. Let's put it in plus and get a better reading. The right play, 23, 22, 9, 5. Leave blots all over the place. Why the heck would you do that? Because your game plan is to get a shot and hit it. And if you don't get hit now, maybe you can escape and run. But you're certainly not going to play a priming game. And if you play quietly, if you play 11-6, let me show you what it looks like. What kind of a game have you got? You got nothing. Here, if you get hit, maybe you'll make his 5-point, his 3-point, his 2-point. Maybe you'll hit him back. Maybe you'll have action. He might even be afraid to hit you with some 2s and some 4s. If he wants to break his bar and hit you with a 5-3, he's leaving shots out here. Or a 4-3. You got all kinds of play to this game. And at double match point, you don't have to worry about gammons. Make the big play. By the way, for money or at a normal match score, let's assume that you've got a 2-cube over here, because you certainly would in most position situations here. What's the right play now? Now, of course, you won't make that big play. That's way too many gammons plus some backgammons, right? Wrong. It's still right to make that play. It's not as big. It's only a 3.5% error. The answer is in the details. God is in the details. And you can look at the numbers. And by the way, if you don't have these numbers on your XG, if your XG looks like this, get rid of these bars. These are ugly. I know Xavier likes them and a few people likes them, and you have to hover your checker over it to try and figure out the numbers. But go to display winning percent as and put values. And now you can actually read the numbers. You win, as opposed to 11-6, you win about 5% more. You also win more gammons. You win gammons about a little over 3% more. However, the downside is you lose gammons about 9% more, and you also lose about 1.5% backgammons. The value of backgammons at this score or in money is 1.0, and the value of gammons is about 0.5 in a normal match, or for money it's certainly 0.5. And there aren't enough gammons and backgammons to make up for the fact that you win 5% more by playing true to your game plan. When in doubt, as Stick says and many of others said before him, when in doubt, make the double match point play, the play you would make if gammons don't matter. And when in doubt, you should be suspicious of Phil. I do have a quiz factor much of the time. I'm not going to show you an obvious position with an obvious play, so the quiz factor does make us all smarter. But over the board, you know you make this play. Wouldn't you love to see this in a chouette? I love this in the Chicago chouette. This play comes up and I do this. Would you hear the screaming from my partners before or after? I could win a lot of bets. I wish this play would come up. Exact play would come up. I can't tell you the kind of bets I would win betting that this play is right as opposed to 11-6. This game is complicated, but it gets less complicated if you think about game plan. Should I race? Can I prime? Or can I hit? Well, here, when you make the right play, here's what it looks like. You're playing a hitting game. Hopefully he'll hit you, and maybe you'll anchor and hit him back later and keep some timing and have a good board. If he doesn't hit you, hey, look at the race. You might still be able to race from here. You're certainly not going to be able to race from here very well, stuck back on his 2-point behind this phantom 5 prime. It's going to be very, very tough to run from there. So this is the action play, and it's the right play at all scores, virtually all scores. Of course, it's not the right play when you're at gammon save and you get no value from winning gammons, and you get hurt if you lose gammons. But at normal scores and at double match point, it's the right play. But when you're thinking about your game plan, part of the reason you select the game plan that you select takes into account gammons. You're not just asking what is the game plan that's going to win the most. You're asking what's the game plan that gives me the most equity. So you do take gammons and backgammons into consideration both ways. I hope you found this position interesting. I know I did. I certainly didn't make the right play over the board when I saw it. And the second I saw it, I hit myself on the head and said, holy cow, why wouldn't I see something like this? If I'd take more time, if it was presented to me as a puzzle, I think I would have gotten it right. I really do. So why can't I be the same way over the board? That's where the discipline comes in. Every single time you're making a play over the board, pretend it's a quiz. Pretend you're going to get graded. Make sure you make the play that is most likely to be the best play. That's your goal. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thanks. Bye.